Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a great rack. I've got Bergens for 76. And that's a pretty good second rack. I could easily have another bingo here. I can't see a 7, but I've got a ton of floaters to consider. I can't see anything with the B or the E or the R, G, E already considered. Now I have sorry sign through the N, which is good. What about the S? Not seeing anything there. So at the moment it's just sorry sign through the N. And hopefully that will remain available. Now somebody commented on my previous video about my rating, which appears to have leapt from 1770 to the 1830s. And the reason for that is that at the weekend I was playing in a tablet tournament, 28 games, and some of the games were played using ISC, the rest using the Facebook app, the EA app used on Facebook. And the ISC games were, ISC was being used for some games because those games could be streamed, and some of those were rated, hence my ratings hike. Now, sorry sign available. Fantastic. Do I have anything new? Wow, I have orifices through the F, which is, wow, is that a better play? Because it places the E above this double letter square en route to the triple word square. There's probably not much between those. I'm going with the, wow, but look at that. It's also putting the O underneath this triple letter square. And I think the difference in score is pretty tiny. This is making the board more open, but I don't think that's a huge consideration. Sorry sign for 63. My bingo run ends, 6 vowels. But I probably have enough scoring options on this board to play through this. I've got AUA on my rack. It would be nice to play off one more vowel. Through an L, I would have Orloy. Through a D, audio. Well, neither of those tiles is available. Maybe I will be changing. There is a D, but it's not available for me. I think it is a requirement to play off 4 vowels. Can I do that? Alternatively, score around 20 points. Well, that's frustrating. I can't see a way of carrying on with the scoring. I can see plays like Agio, but the score is just too pathetic. So I'll keep an A and an S. And pick up this rack, which is close to a bingo. All bingo-y tiles. I'm not seeing a 7, but there are quite a few floaters to consider on this board. Just looking at the N of both in. Can't see anything. Nothing through the F. Okay, 38 points for my opponent, so my lead is only 50 points despite my great start. And E can go after vid, so the R is available for an aero word. There's the S of Bergens. Gosh, if there is a bingo here, it will be pretty high probability. I've got the C prefix. Okay, so this isn't looking too great, and I've got no scoring tiles. and there are very few scoring tiles on the board to score with. However, this rack is certainly too good to change. I'm looking at the C of Sorosine. Still looking for a bingo. And the B is also available. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything. I hope I'm not missing something. How to sort this rack out? Well, a play of just double O, which I could play next to SO here, would probably leave the best rack leave. 13 points. Can I do better than that? I don't think so. Well, through an O, I would have Damosels, but I don't think this rack is offering anything else, bingo-wise. The Z, a nice tile to have, so I've got Luz through the U of Bowfin. Mezcal through the C, but that's not scoring as much. Says down from the S. What about a play beginning with Z above double O? A 6-letter play. Can't see one. So at the moment my preference is for Luz. The rack leave of Dames is pretty good. What else is available? Well, I guess column 6 maybe for Mazer. That would score a bit more, but to the detriment of the rack leave. Now, what about a play beginning with M above double O, getting the Z doubled? Well, I've got Mazed and Mazes, but they're just 5-letter plays. Not quite good enough. In fact, any play in row A involving the Z somewhere in its path would probably be the best scoring play. So my L and D can also go above double O. But I can't see any 6-letter Z plays. Says doesn't leave a particularly attractive rack leave, ADLMS, so I'd be inclined to play Mazer should Luz be blocked. "15 minutes on my opponent's clock, 16 on mine. Row E, quite hot. A double-double lane available through the I, so available for ING and IER words. I could play Mez and Doom. 35 points. Rack leave certainly better than Says. And opponent taking a while on his play. What about a play? Okay, opponent has played, 29 points. Luz remains available. Opponent hasn't provided anything new and wonderful, so Luz for 32. Great, I have Steamed. And Sorosine does not take an S, but Bowfin does. So at the moment, Steamed plays in row N. Do I have a second spot for it? Column 12 not available. So I don't think I do, and I don't think Steamed has an anagram. I would have had Mediates, but that's been blocked by Core. Okay, Steamed, that is massively annoying. Steamed has been blocked by a 12-point play by my opponent, and I suspect he wasn't intending to take out that S-hook. Maybe he was, but I don't think he should have been doing that, given that he's behind. So, do I have a bingo? Column 6 is available for bingos ending ER. So I have, it's mastered and streamed and de-stream. None of those work. What about the floating E in Bergens? Can't see anything there. And what about the C? Because my S can go after core. Not seeing anything. 14 minutes on my clock. Let me just check sorry sign in terms of it taking an S. It does not. So does mediates have an anagram? It does. Side meat. That doesn't play. So I need to look for a non-bingo play, which is a bit disappointing. I was thinking I might be bingoing, but I'm not. So I think I've got an M and an E for playing here. Do I play the D as well? It would give me 4 more points. I think I will, because there's probably not very much in it. And the D does hook WE. So I think I'll stop there. Me for 21. Not great. Do I have daftest? I do. So daftest and wed. But again, I do not have a second spot, and opponents quite often play where you've just played, and that has happened here. So daftest has been blocked. Spunt isn't good. No front hooks for punt. So that's slightly annoying. Wet takes an A after it, and an S. I can't think of any anagrams of daftest. And this doesn't look like a rack which goes well with floaters. However, I've got a scoring tile, and I've got a 40-point lead, which actually isn't very, very much, given I started with 2 back-to-back bingos. So I'd like to play off a T with the F. I've got FAA and BAL, but that doesn't score very much. It doesn't play off the T. Just wondering if I do have a bingo through an E or an I. I don't think I do. FE is good. So I've got Fiat for a tragically low score, 14 points. It does take an S, and I've got an S. Still 2 blanks to come. Rackleave not great. It would be hugely improved with the A. So why don't I play FET? Dates is a pretty good 5-letter set. So FET for 13. Well, having carefully held on to my A, I draw 2 more, so this isn't particularly good. My opponent's on turn. There are 2 blanks out there. If he bingos, he'll be taking the lead. A play of AA would sort this rack out, but it's not going to score very much. There goes my opponent bingoing. Painful, 79 points, and he may have drawn the second blank. And I am now trailing by 25 points, so quite a turnaround. Can I play in row A? And I'm looking to play off 2 A's, and preferably not play my S. So I have a days, which does play the S. And I may need to play that. I can't see any play which uses 2 A's, and I'd rather play off 2 A's than keep the S. So a days for 30. Fairly balanced rack. Slightly vowel heavy, but bingo-y tiles. I have anecdota through the sea of spicery. What else is there? The sea of sorricine doesn't work for that word. I can't see a 7-letter play with this rack. So I may struggle to score if I don't get my bingo down. But I won't struggle to play. This is a balanced rack. Great. Only 29 points for my opponent, and my bingo is available. I don't think Anecdota has any anagrams. It may do. Anecdota for 76. Great. That's balanced. Onto a D. I have Worthier in column 6. So these tiles work with a D, R, or S, with Worthier, Worthied, and Worthies, and hopefully my opponent is going to be attracted to column 15 and this A, but not bingoing through it. Through a Z, I would have Howitzer. That's not available. Do I have anything through the floaters in Anecdota? Great. Just 33 points for my opponent. And Worthier is not going to provide anything massive for my opponent, so Worthier for 72. And another fantastic rack. Onto a T, I would have Gauntlet. I think there are some 7s here. Through an N, I would have Untangle. I can't see any 7-letter lanes. The O of Anecdota is available. Through an A, I would have Angulate. Can't see anything through the O. None of the floaters in Worthier are floaters for bingos, which is good since I am now a bingo ahead. Remaining tiles fairly bingo-y. No S's, but there is a blank out there. I was going to say let me check the vowel situation, and I will. 7 vowels out of 16 tiles. So, yeah, slightly vowel light. Okay, opponent's resigned. So I guess he didn't have the blank, and he was very much not a favourite to win the game from that position, and he has an entitlement to resign. So that ends the game, and the final score, 333 to my opponent, 396 to me, a winning margin of 63 points, so a huge win. Let's see what I missed. And you can see here the games that I played at the tournament at the weekend. Eldar 182 being David Eldar, the reigning world champion. So I played him a few times, and I also played Edamame a few times, who's also a top UK player. Back to this game. This was my opening rack, and I played Bergens. Opponent plays Bofan. I have Sorricine, and Sorricine does have an anagram, Rescission, which would have scored 1 more point. Opponent's rack, not bingo-y. Plays Vid. I run into vowel problems. Satuari, 15 points, but it burns the S, and then you're left with pretty rubbish combinations of scores and rack leaves, so I'm still happy with changing. Opponent's rack, he plays Zoo. I'm hopeless with the pronunciation of these 2-letter X words. I need to look them up. Zoo, I think. Now, my rack, pretty bingo-y. No bingo. I played double O, keeping a good 5-letter set, and I could have got 32 points for Doolies. I think Doolies would have been a better play. Opponent plays Core, and I play Luz for 32, and I still like that. Opponent plays Punt. Steamed plays Where. C12. Oh, look at that. That is painful. Dukes, at, and we. Okay, a huge oversight on my part. I considered well, I thought I had considered every placement in column 12, but I missed that one. So I played me. Opponent plays cat. And there's a bingo here, H10. Wow. Steadfast from the S of Bergen, so a massively bingo-y game. Lots played and a couple missed, or a couple so far. There could be more. Opponent's rack. He sees his bingo, Spicery. And now I play a days for 30. Yeah, and I still like that. Opponent plays Gia. And now I do get a bingo down, Anecdota. Opponent plays Hovir, and I have Worthier. D2, also playable at A6, which is where I played it. So D2, Worthier making V-Day, and that would have been better because the W isn't in column 1. So yeah, 17 points dropped there. Opponent's rack. Plays Upon. No bingo here, but it's a bingo-y rack, and this is the point at which my opponent resigned. So, fantastic game. Great start with Bergens and Sorosine. Opponent drew level, or close to level, partly due to some missed bingos on my part. And then I'm able to slot in a couple of bingos towards the end of the mid-game with Anecdota and Worthier to establish a lead, which my opponent felt that he couldn't come back and overhaul. So, pretty good stuff. I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.